While the weather conditions in most of Oklahoma have been pretty hectic when it comes to rain and the fluctuating temperatures, Bob, when it comes to disease in most of our crops, it's been pretty mild.
Yes, it has. Even starting from last fall, there was an effective late planting date for the wheat. It was very small in the fall. We never got any fall foliar diseases developing, and in fact, in our diagnostic lab, of the half a dozen or so samples we've got in, none of them have been positive for any disease or pathogen.
Well, going forward into the winter months, we've had, a lot of precipitation in a lot of part of the state. Is it surprising that nothing's developed with that amount of rainfall?
It is to some extent, because moisture usually favors a lot of the foliar diseases, and there just hasn't been any. And I think a lot of it is because of that late planting date in the fall and the wheat being small. It just hasn't developed into diseases, at least to this point in time.
In regards to like the temperature fluctuation, does that have anything to do with it at all either?
Yeah, the temperature, the winter temperatures are typically too cold for diseases to really get going, and that's why we look for them, because if we find some disease, then all it's waiting for is that little bit warmer temperature. And as you said, we definitely have had the moisture. But one of the things I've watched for is what's going on down in Texas. And Dr. Amir Ibrahim, who's the geneticist and breeder down at College Station, sent me a text today that said that they've not seen any stripe rust or leaf rust down in South Texas to this point in time. And if they're not seeing stripe rust down there by now, chances are we're not going to have much of it up here in Oklahoma.
And that's usually how that process works. It starts down there and then the inoculum period just moves up, right?
Right. The southerly winds tend to blow that inoculum up here to Oklahoma, and there's not much inoculum down there to be picked up at this point in time. Now, Dr. Ibrahim did not think that stripe rust would be a problem down there, but leaf rust could still come on as the temperatures warm even more down there.
What type of, in regards to timing, when producers would start seeing leaf rust, when should they start being not really concerned, but just keeping an eye out?
Well, even starting now, not so much for the rust, because there's not been any reports of it from Texas, but some of the leaf spotting diseases, such as tan spot and Staganospora septoria. Some of those, in fact, Josh Anderson, who's a senior associate researcher, research associate down at the Noble Research Institute, he sent pictures to me this week of tan spot in some plots that he has down there, and this is right on the Red River, so it's real close to Texas.
All right, thanks, Bob. Bob Hunger, Extension Small Grains Pathologist here at Oklahoma State University.